Hi there, friend. I'm Dr. Schilz, your Fun in the Sun pediatrician. And today I'm going to go on an adventure. The sun is out, the temps are nice, and I'm going to hop on my bike and head down to City Beach for a good swim. There's City Beach, but it's pretty far away, so I'm going to have to hop on my bike to get there. And while we're at it, we can talk about some safety if you want to come along. Because we gotta be safe on our bikes and we gotta be safe at the beach. So come on with me. Well, all full, nice cold water, so I don't get too dehydrated on my ride and when I'm swimming. Then I got this guy. So number one tip, whenever you're riding your bike, you wanna make sure it's not too big and not too small. You gotta pick the right size bike. A good rule of thumb is that when you're sitting on the seat, your feet should comfortably be on the ground and flat. You're not having to go tiptoe and you're not having to crunch your knees too much. So if that's not the case, then you might need to look at getting a different bike, or you might need to adjust the seat so that your feet are nice and comfortably flat on the ground. Tip number two, see these bright colors I'm wearing? You want to do the same thing. It's always good to have those on for all the cars and the other bikers and the pedestrians so that everybody can see you, especially if it's getting dark before you get back. Those car drivers really appreciate you being in these bright colors. Tip number three, well, always wear your helmet. So the helmet shouldn't be cracked, it shouldn't be damaged, it should look pretty good, and make sure it wasn't in any accidents or anything like that before you put it on. And the right way to put the helmet on, well, first you gotta unclip it. And then make sure it's sized right. There's usually an adjuster in the back here. And then it should fit pretty tight. Needs to come around your ears. I'm gonna adjust my glasses a little bit. All right, there we go. Nice and tight. And basically, it should be nice and tight, not move too much. And those straps should form a nice V right around your ear on either side. So this is nice and comfortable, and I think this will work great for our ride. So, tip number four, no distractions. So we need our eyes and our ears to ride safely. So if you have a phone, you're gonna turn it off, or at least pack it away. And then I have these nice handy dandy earbuds, these headphones, which I'm gonna save for the beach because we don't wanna be wearing our earbuds or our headphones while we're riding. You gotta be able to hear the cars and the people and anything else that's going on around you. Music is fun, but let's save those headphones for after our ride so that we can hear the cars before that. And tip number five, always follow the rules. So ride in the same direction as the cars, stop at the stop signs and look both ways. And if the road you're crossing is busy, hop off and walk your bike to the other side. So there's plenty of busy roads in Oconomowoc, and sometimes there can be questions about how busy it is. If you have a doubt, just go ahead and hop off and walk across. It'll take you a little longer to get there, but it's worth it for the safety. All right, well, I think we're ready to take our bike. I'm gonna grab my water, take a little sip, get a little hydrated here. I think we're ready to go to the beach. So hop on the bike and let's go. Well, it's probably a little bit short, so I'm going to fix the seat. That's better. All right, here we go. Come along. Thanks for joining me. Whew! Made it to the beach. It is getting hot. You can definitely tell it's summer out here, so it's definitely time to take a dip in the lake. So I got my goggles right here, and I'm just waiting for my friend. And that's tip number one. You always want to have a friend with you when you go swimming. And if there's other people around at the beach, as long as they're aware that you're there, or if there's a lifeguard at the beach. Now today, City Beach usually has a lifeguard. Today they don't, but I know every weekend day and every summer day they will have one, and that counts. But you always want to let your grown-up know, and if there is no grown-up, now you can take out your phone and you can use it to call your mom or dad or big brother or big sister and come on out and take a dip with you, or at least be there while you take a dip. If any accidents happen, you always want someone there to respond if you can't respond. So now, if you don't know how to swim quite yet, or if you're not a very good swimmer, there's lots of places in Lake Country to take lessons. I definitely recommend that. So there's small group lessons, there's larger group lessons, there's one-on-one lessons. Every lesson is different for different kids, but they all will help you know how to swim, know how to survive in the event that you get in trouble. So tip number 3, even if you are a good swimmer, accidents can still happen. So it's always good to know what to do in case you go in unexpectedly, or if the current is stronger than you thought it would be. Even if you're just walking by the lake and you go in without a life jacket on. The best thing to do is not to try to swim in clothing. It's actually to flip over on your back and float up on the surface and just stay on your back. Relax, and usually floating, you'll be able to make smaller movements, and it's a lot easier when you're in clothing, when you're floating on your back. So that's the first thing you want to do. If you go in unexpectedly, you want to get in position to get on your back and then float up. So it's always good to have that life jacket. We talked about how to fit that, so you want to make sure you got a good life jacket. It should have the Coast Guard label on it, and it should have buckles. All those should be buckled. It should be pretty tight so that you don't get any wiggle room here. So all these are nicely clipped, and I can still breathe. It's not too tight. So if it were too small, these wouldn't be coming together. These would be way too small, and you'd be not able to breathe as easily. So you want to make sure all 3 are clipped and that you can breathe easily in the life jacket. And if you got that, then you're pretty good to go. Also, if you're ever in a boat and you're under the age of 13, you have to be wearing one of these at all times. That is the Wisconsin law to keep in mind as well. So also, don't forget the sunscreen. It's plenty sunny out today. We're going to have a lot of sunny days this summer. So sunscreens, you just want to make sure, this is SPF 70. You want to be 30 or more. Really, that's your goal, is 30. If you get up to 60, 70, it does do a little more, but 30 blocks out about 95% of the sun's rays. So you do need to reapply that sunscreen, every 1 to 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and reapply right now. Put a little bit on my nose here. There we go. My nose gets super burnt, super easy. There we go. So we're good to go. And also, when you go in the pool, or in the lake, that water likes to amplify the sun's rays. So you want to make sure you're reapplying when you get out of the lake as well, so you don't get burned. And then also, if you're in a pool instead of a lake, you want to make sure that there's a gate around, and make sure it has a latch. Make sure the latch is working. So you want to make sure that it's latched and locked. If you ever see that the pool gate is open and no one is there, you want to notify a grown-up to make sure that they do make sure it works, and make sure that it's latched, because you don't want younger kids going in the pool, and they tend to explore. They like to take risks or just have accidents happen, and then something bad could happen if it's unlatched and there's no adults. So if you ever see a pool gate open, make sure you tell the grown-up. So, well, those are my main pointers for swimming safety today. Hope to see you at the beach sometime, and I'm gonna go take a dip. So have a great summer. Bye, everybody.